Let's continue our face-off between the HTC Sensation and Samsung Galaxy S2 with a closer look at the user interface on both of today's contestants. And we have a couple of good ones. HTC Sense on the HTC Sensation and Samsung's TouchWiz 4.0 UI on the Galaxy S2. You could spend an entire video lasting more than an hour on HTC Sense, so I'm not going to get into it too far. But both of the phones run on Android 2.3 Gingerbread. They both have 7 different panels available for customization, either with, in the case of the Sensation, with the either HTC or Android widgets, application shortcuts, bookmarks, folders, or contact information. And one thing you may notice is that the Sensation moves a full 360 degrees. I've got the animation turned off. There's a bit more of a 3D effect moving between panels when I have the animation on. I turned it off for our speed test and haven't turned it back on since. Apologize for that. On the Galaxy S2, again, 7 different panels with the Samsung widgets, as you can see here. And when you get to the end, you need to go back. Now you can touch the bar at the bottom and slide back. You can tap on the different dots. You can squeeze on the Sensation to go between panels. Works very easily. Also squeeze the panels on the Galaxy S2 to move between them as well. So a few different ways to move between the panels on both of these. As far as widgets are concerned, I think there's a total of, actually let me go back to the home screen. Down here in the lower right hand corner is the personalization shortcut for the phone. And again, you've got different skins. I'm not going to go through all of these. You have different scenes that are available, wallpapers, both home screen and lock screen, widgets, and there's a total of, what do we get? 83 widgets available, different widgets available for the Sensation. And again, this is the latest version of HTC Sense, and here's a list of all of the widgets. So it gives you a very extensive amount of widgets available. To add a widget to any screen is very simple. Simply hold down on it. You'll feel some haptic feedback. Tap on widgets, and we'll put the calendar in there. I don't want the Android calendar. Oh, good. Didn't fit. Go to widget, HTC calendar, and we should get a couple choices. And we'll pick this one. We'll hit select, and we'll hit OK. You can see the different calendars you can pull into it. And there we go. It's going to have covert affairs. Don't want to miss that show tomorrow night. So, or I guess tonight at 8 o'clock. I don't know if it's the right time. So anyway, that's how you add a widget. On the Galaxy S2, different look. Hold down on it. Your widgets show up down here at the bottom. And you slide across. And if it fits, it'll tell you when you go to slide it up. Let's see if we've got room for this. Yeah. Pop it in there. And that's how you put a widget in place on the Galaxy S2. And what's kind of neat is you can move to different displays while you still have your widgets bar open at the bottom and continue to work on each screen and add different widgets as you go, which is pretty unique. I haven't seen that before. So pretty nice setup on the Galaxy S2. So 2 very different approaches to adding widgets to the displays. Take a look at the notification systems because they're different on both. You have a shortcut for your applications, recent 8, up here at the top on the Sensation, along with your typical notifications. And you also have a chance to go to what's called quick settings down here in the lower right hand corner, which is similar to the connectivity shortcuts you get on the Galaxy S2 up at the top. So not only do you get notifications and recent apps on the HTC Sensation, but also quick settings, which is pretty slick. And then on the Galaxy S2, you get connectivity for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, sound, and auto rotation, and then obviously your applications as well. As far as the main menus are concerned, the Sensation is now sort of, what do I want to call it, in panels as well. It goes from one to the next, and you can see the little line in between them, and as you start sliding it up, it moves it up for you. The Galaxy S goes right to left, left to right, and again it also goes 360 degrees, and you've got your little numbers down here at the bottom. And similar to what you can do on the home screen, you can grab and slide over to get to it. As far as editing, you can do alphabetical list, our grid, You can just favorite or just frequent or favorites, and then your downloaded apps, which is nice organizationally. On the Galaxy S2, it's basically up to you to set them up the way you want. Again, you can add a page, you can add a folder. Adding a folder is very simple. Drag the icon shortcut down into the add folder, tap on it when you're done, title it, and put it where you want it. Very simple. You can interchange all of these as well down here just below the apps up above. And you can also put this in list view. One thing that sort of bugs, the list view is alphabetical. The grid view is not. So there's really no rhyme or reason as to how it's set up. What you will find is as you download apps, the downloaded apps will show up further down the way. And this is, again, the first app is clock, calendar, music. So obviously they're not alphabetical. There's a look at the main menus on both. What else do we want to take a look at? Holding down on the home keys on both. You get recent apps, which is going to show you the last 8 on the Galaxy S2. You're going to get only 6, but there's an actual task manager. Where you can hit exit all, shows you different downloads, available amount of RAM, you can clear the memory, and then also storage. So that's pretty slick, and that's available in the Galaxy S2. On the Sensation you get typical, just tap on it and it'll take you directly to it. And works quite well. And again, hitting the home key from the home screen again will open up the overview. On the Galaxy S2 you have to pinch the screen to get that to function. Again, I could spend another hour on the customization that's available on the HTC Sensation. I don't mean to pitch that, but it's quite extensive. And again, we don't have time for that for today. So there's a quick look at the user interface on our 2 contestants today. Let's take a look at the messaging applications on our 2 combatants today. And we'll go in and we'll start with the HTC Sensation first off. And we're going to get as keyboard choices, I believe, we got a couple, Vietnamese and Thai keyboard, as well as touch input. And since my Vietnamese and Thai are not that well done, I will stick with the touch input. And there's a look at it in portrait. We've got the keyboard up and down here in the lower left-hand corner, speech to text along with language. One thing I'm not crazy about is you have to hold this down to get it to go to speech to text. Call John on Tuesday. That works obviously quite well. Usually it's just tapping on the microphone. You have to hold it to get it to initiate it. Your numbers and symbols over here, lower right, and you have your enter key lower right. Long press for numbers and symbols, which I like, which is great. And let's take a look at this in portrait. Landscape for and as you can see, it did a great job of picking that up. Nice size keyboard. Again, nothing changed dramatically as far as the way it's set up. Let's take a look at what's available for attachments. Picture, video, audio, so you've got a direct link to the camera, which is great. App recommendations, locations, contact vCards, and appointment calendar. So again, a nice list of attachments for your text messages as well. So there's a look at the messaging on the HTC Sensation. Let's look at the Galaxy S2. And we'll go in here first and check our input methods. And you can see we have the Samsung keypad as well as swipe. We'll start out with the Samsung keypad first. And I didn't want to do that. There's a look at the keypad. You've got numbers and symbols in the lower left-hand corner. You've got numbers available on long press, no symbols on long press. Speech to text. Call John on Tuesday. And I like that you can just tap on it. Again, you don't get capitalization. You've got your settings key down here in the lower right. Enter key as well. All right, let's take a look at this in landscape. All right, works quite well. So there's one of our choices, or one of your choices, and let's go back here and take a look at the swipe keypad. And here's swipe, and there's your swipe keypad. And I'm not very good at this, but I will try and call John on Tuesday. call John in Tuesday. Not too bad. Actually, for me, quite good. You also get speech to text for our meeting on Wednesday. For a meeting on Wednesday. It was close. You've got your symbols available, either long press or symbol key down here in the lower left-hand corner. Language changer. You've got a long press for smiley faces as well, which is nice. As far as attachments on the Galaxy S2, pretty much the same pictures, capture pictures. So you've got a link to the gallery, the camera, video, audio as well, location, contacts, calendar, memo, and tasks. I think the memo and tasks are two additions that weren't available on the Sensation, but for the most part, pretty close in what's available to attach to your text messages. So let's look at the messaging applications on both. Alrighty, what do you say we wrap up today's face-off between the HTC Sensation and Samsung Galaxy S2 with our browser comparison? Again, I've got them both running off the same Wi-Fi network. I've cleared the cache and history on both. Flash is fully enabled on both. They're both running Adobe Flash 10.3, the most recent update. And I think that's it. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenemy.com. Check out the winner of today's face-off, along with the written reviews. Now, I don't want to add a bookmark. I'll wake up, won't I? We hope. How about we go to bookmarks? There we go. Sorry about that, folks. A little brain fart, not that unusual for me. And we're off. Smartphone Envy, see if anybody can unseat Galaxy S2 as our browser champion. And it doesn't look like it at this point. Although here comes the Sensation. Boy, they're neck and neck at this point. Galaxy S2 is done. And again, smooth as butter. Sensation is done. And also quite smooth. Not quite as smooth as the Galaxy S2, but very close. And this is what's real slick. Pinch to zoom and it reformats the text to fit the display. Any rendering issues? None at all. Very nicely done by the Sensation. Galaxy S2. And double tap to zoom in. Pinch to zoom, but it's not going to rewrap to fit the display. Double tap to zoom all the way out. Very fast, very fluid. But it does have that one issue as to where it won't rewrap. Alright, let's head over to Engadget. I think I have that loaded on both. There it is. Alright, I gave the Sensation a little bit of a head start there. We'll see if it makes a difference. Comes the Galaxy S2. It looks like they're about neck and neck. Our winner is going to be, it made a difference. The Sensation took it with the head start. That's the first, oh, no, I take that back. It was still loading. So it looks like our Galaxy S is still the champ. And again, as far as smooth, there's really nothing that compares to it. But the Sensation is very, very close. It is definitely, come on, let's get that text back where it belongs there, folks. There we go. Now the formatting's right. It's definitely the second best browser experience I've seen, and the fact that it does dynamically rewrap text to fit the display with pinch to zoom puts it up there at the top. And again, they're both very fluid. And you've got the QHD resolution on the Sensation, so you get very tiny text. And again, very clear. Double tap to zoom in on both so you can take a look. Come on. Alright. There we go. There's a look at the text on both. Alright, what do you say we run over to CNN and spin a flash video and see how that happens. See how that works on both. Let's go to bookmarks. I think I have CNN on both. There's CNN on one. And there it is on the other. And we're off. Up, and we're off. Sensation's quick. Look at this. Sensation's done, still loading. Sensation took it. Wow. Someone actually loaded a web page faster than the Galaxy S2. I'm impressed. Double tap to zoom in on both. Let's see how we do on the flash video, and they're off.
In the past, when we thought about computing, we thought about boxes. On a smaller planet, computing has left the box, generating 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day.
Today, everything computes.
Which means we need to think differently about computing. How we manage it, how we deliver it, how we design it to run a railroad.
Spot a trend.
Spot a market change and act on it. A smarter planet is built with smarter computing. I'm an IBMer. Let's build a smarter planet.
Some dirty online instant messages with as many as 6 women.
And so did he violate any laws and
Congressman Weiner
rehabilitate his career? And a lot of people are asking, why risk it? Why, if there's somebody in a seat of power like that, would you risk having this happen? They're joining us.
All right, just a look at our browser comparison between the HTC Sensation and Samsung Galaxy S2. And I have to admit, have not been all that impressed with the HTC Sensation up to this point, but from a browsing standpoint, it definitely almost head-to-head with the Galaxy S2. In fact, it definitely loaded CNN, the full site, quicker than the Galaxy S2. Didn't spool up the video quite as quick. Didn't handle the YouTube videos quite as quick. Doesn't open applications quite as quick. Quite understand our benchmark test definitely wasn't the winner there, but from a browsing standpoint, definitely the second best browser I've used on a smartphone, without a doubt. So there's a look at our face-off between the HTC Sensation and Samsung Galaxy S2. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneme.com. Check out my winner of today's face-off, along with my written review. Also have some photos and videos posted from both of today's contestants. I hope that's been helpful. Take care.